Preparing a worksheet, which is a tool used when learning accounting, really. I don't know how much they're used in real life applications. However, we're going to learn how to prepare one from scratch, and we're going to start with what it is. It's a multiple column form that may be used in the adjustment process and to help you prepare financial statements. The first step is you prepare a trial balance based on everything you've journalized this month. So we've done that. We've journalized, and then we've done a trial balance, and here we're simply doing it in a spreadsheet form and making sure that things balanced, which of course doesn't mean it's going to be right, but at least we know that things are in balance, so we can move on to the next step, which we've already learned how to do, and that's adjusting entries. And just a little recap, your adjusting entries dealt with things such as prepaid expenses, which need to now be changed to reflect what's really happening. So adjusting entries dealt with prepaid expenses, unearned revenues, accrued expenses, and depreciation or amortization. So we had to account for those things. And here we've journalized them, and this is the summary of the journal entries that we did. So we've changed advertising supplies from $2,500 to $1,500. So now, of course, we have an extra $1,000 in expenses as far as advertising supplies expense here. Right? So things have changed, and we were reflecting those changes in this sheet, in these columns. After you've posted your adjustments, the next step in this sheet is to now change these amounts to reflect these changes. So the next step here is we're going to take these numbers, and then any changes that we've made, we need to either add or subtract whatever numbers happen to be here. So now we have what's called an adjusted trial balance. And we do the adjustments at the end of a period, either a month or 3 months, whatever the company decides. So we've now got a trial balance which reflects exactly what's going on as of this date. We've done this because for some reason the company wants an income statement and or a balance sheet to show the investors or the owners what the status of the company is right now. So we did the adjustments, and we did this so that we can get to these steps. So now that we're here, we now take the accounts that we need to use to create an income statement. And what this sheet does is it captures all of these things in one viewable table, and you can actually see the flow of how everything we did is going to affect everything else. So I'm going to move over to the income statement portion. So now we've taken only the revenue and expense accounts, and we've brought their totals over into the income statement area here, and we were able to figure out that we've got a net income here of $28.42. So there's our income statement. Again, this is not an official document, but it helps us in creating the official income statement or the official balance sheet. We know that everything works before we even start. The last step, of course, would be the balance sheet. Okay, so here we're using the accounts, and only the accounts that we would use in the balance sheet. So we transferred these numbers over to here, and we need to, of course, ensure that we are in balance. Now, this brief exercise doesn't demonstrate how difficult this is, because you have to do every single step. And you're going to have to do every step, but this just demonstrated the order in which we do them. So just to recap, we start with a trial balance based on our journal entries, and then we go, of course, to our accounts. Our general ledger is going to have all of these totals, so we just transfer the totals into the trial balance. The next step is we perform our adjusting entries, and then we put the result of those in these two columns. Then we perform an adjusted trial balance where we take away or add the numbers, whatever happens to be the case, and then we create these new columns. And then once we have these new columns, we then simply transfer these totals into either the income statement or the balance sheet, depending where they belong. And then we're looking for, of course, numbers that add up and balance all the way through. Just so you know, the reason I say we don't really use this in the real world is, well, we use things like Simply Accounting, accounting software, where all we really need to do is post the journal entries and we'll get a trial balance. Then we'll post the adjusting entries, we'll get a brand new trial balance. And of course from there we can simply ask for Simply Accounting or whatever accounting program you use to generate an income statement and then to generate a balance sheet. But for now we're going to practice this using a spreadsheet such as Microsoft Excel to make sure we understand how the whole process works.